Right, so when you hear the title Deaf Rapper, what goes through your mind? After all, isn't rap music about beats and words? Well, life may have taken away his ability to hear at a very young age, but Lal Daggie has refused to let that stop him from pursuing his dream to be a rapper. Lal Daggie is our survivor tonight.
The way he moves to the beat, you would think that Douglas Munyando is in a studio session like any other. You will notice that it's not the beat that he's bopping to, but it's the vibrations. Yes, 23-year-old Douglas is deaf and also a rapper.
And then I had a dream. It's when I was in Kisumu that I had a dream that I wanted to become a musician. But I will see there is no other deaf musician, so that's what I wanted to become in life. And I'll see videos, pictures of 50 Cent, Lil Wayne with their dressing, and I really liked that. And so those two became my real models, the American rappers. And I said, this is what I want to do.
Douglas was not born deaf. When he was 3 years old, he fell ill. He had an unexplainable fever. His parents took him to hospital, and a few days later, he was discharged. However, when his parents would call his name, he wouldn't answer. He had turned deaf, and they never realized it until another visit to the doctor.
And at the time I became deaf, my mom got lost, and I didn't understand why. My father didn't give me a detailed explanation. So I've grown up with my father. And she left me. My dad is the one who did all that, you know. He struggled. He will tie me on his back. We grew up with pain, but, you know, we didn't know how the future will be. But now we're in the future.
His father, however strict, gave Douglas and his 10 siblings the best he could, taking Douglas to the best schools he could afford that would nurture him and not make him feel like he's lesser than others. This gave Douglas the liberty to dream. And
there was one teacher who really encouraged me to follow my dream. And I remember the one time we had a national school competition, and mine was the best song. I was the one who won. And that really promoted me to really dream big, and I was very zealous. So when I finished Form 4, I decided, what do I want to do with my life? So my father asked me, what do you want to do now that you finished Form 4? Do you want to go? What do you want to do? So I didn't answer my father. I decided this is my secret, because if my father is a pastor. If he had, I want to be a rapper musician, he'll just be like, what? So I decided, let me keep it inside me.
So he came to Nairobi. But life in the big city can be cruel for a young boy with a big dream.
I went to Nairobi. I lived with my cousin in Dandora. And I met a guy known as Bugs. So when I met this guy called Bugs, I asked him, you know what? I want you to voice for me. So, you know, he's a hearing guy, and you're like, wait. So, you know, I really tried, you know, when he'll pass, I'll be like, hi, because I had a goal, I had an objective. And I'll wave to him, and I'll try to just say hi until when we had time to meet and really discuss. So I asked Bugs, I really want to be a big musician. Why? You know, when I sign, what about the other hearing audience? They'll wonder, what am I signing?
Bags or Collins would later lend Douglas his voice for the very first Kenyan deaf rapper's music video, dubbed Proudly Kenyan. Douglas would jot down some lyrics, give it to Collins, who helps to construct the verses. Add that in a 4-year friendship, and you get this.
Lal Daggie, Bugs, okay, we go. Kenya motherland, oh, we love you very bad. And I'm proud to be Kenyan, you can see it in my eyes, you can see it on their eyes, you can see it when you smile any place. Oh, black for the people, red for the struggle, this for the friend.
My mom, what happened was, you know, she was shocked. She was like, I think she remembered my face, I think, from memory. now my official name and my stage name are two different things. And she was like, I think maybe that's my son. So she thought, do I call the father? No, let me try and call the villagers around home. I'll look for the numbers, try call them, ask them, the village there, and ask indirectly to my father, what happened to our son? Where did he live? Did he die? What happened to him? So the father gave them the feedback that he wants to be a big musician. He wants to promote his talent as a deaf rapper musician. So we started communicating with my mom on phone, text, and then we decided to meet in town with my sister. So we met in town, and I was surprised. I didn't know who that was. And, I was a baby when she disappeared from my life. So we started talking. So when my mom came, I felt like I was really emotional, I really was so emotional. I didn't know that she tested me, and, we hugged. I was so emotional. And I thank God because I grew up well, and we started communicating since then. Yeah, so sometimes I'll text my father. I texted my father and told him that we've met with my mom, and my dad was like, what? Okay, fine. So my dad was interested to know, how is that gonna play out? Yeah, but I'm happy God made me grow up the way I did.
In order to keep his eye on the goal, Douglas surrounds himself with a great support system.
It's been a long journey, but I'm happy his video is out. It's receiving airplay. I'm happy for that.
Sometimes in life, all you need is a good friend. Sylvia and Collins, though they can hear, have developed this friendship with Douglas, a friendship that surpasses the challenge of hearing, a friendship that seems will last forever.
Collins and Sylvia work on a volunteer basis to ensure that Douglas fulfills his dreams.
At least being in the deaf community, I was familiar with how it will be possible if he had a voice. And when I got to talking, he told me they've done the recording at the studio, but they haven't done yet a video. And he was looking for sponsors because he didn't have enough budget. So we supported him in that concept of looking for sponsors. I will call the video companies, the video recording companies, book appointments, we'll go. I help with the editing of the video in terms of synchronizing the voice with the signs, because the person editing isn't familiar with their signs. And I'm his #1 fan. I'm a big supporter. If he invites me, if he has any issues, if I have time, I go down there.
One thing I love about Kenya ni wameanza kuembrace almost everything, every positive thing in a come out of Kenya wanaichukua na mkono mbili. Like Daggie alisema, government may recognize deaf people, which is a good thing. Yeah? And wase kwa mtaa, like for example kuja sai studio, utazadhani si wote tunabonga sababu kuna matime zingine mtu atakuja hapo ndani aanze kuongelesha Daggie aje kofiti. Daggie unajua pia atakuonyesha yeye ni deaf, atamgotea amwangalie. So okay, maybe producer anamwambie huyu ni deaf, go like aje una deaf msafi, your design, unajua perception yao ni madef waga wamejiachilia nini.
The challenge is that, when hearing people think you're a deaf rapper, they try and ignore you. That's a challenge. They ignore you. They don't think you can go any far. But I know, don't ignore the deaf people. Because if there's an interpreter and there's voice, the communication will be solved. Yeah, so I know deaf people can do anything.
Douglas is taking this chance and making it count. Catherine Omwando for the Survivor Series.